Hello, ladies, and welcome to our call for tonight, August 28th. I'm really excited because this week we have another speaker that's not me, so you get to hear from somebody new. And tonight it's Yesenia, and Yesenia signed up as a coach towards the end of January this year, so she's only been a coach for about 8 months, really about 7 months probably. And in that 7 months, she's hit Success Club every month since February, so 7 months in a row. And she's a diamond coach, and she's done a really great job building a team and being consistent and posting on Facebook. And so I'm really excited to hear what she's going to share with us tonight. And with that, go ahead, take it away.
I am so excited. I was so excited about this call. This is definitely an area that people ask me all the time. They say, do you really build your business on social media? And I say, yes, I never leave the house. And I'm one of those moms, if you know me, I don't have like a super active social life. It's all about my kids, and I'm home 24/7 homeschooling and still taking other kids to school. So when I talk about breadcrumbing tonight, it really is, I have done this all on social media. This has not been anything that I've, go out and I get to share my story with people. So I'm really excited about sharing this tonight. I do have a PowerPoint presentation. Can I just click this share screen, Amy, and it will let me, okay, pull it up. Okay, can y'all see? Let's see, let me pull it up. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay, let me go here. All right, I'm so excited. So tonight it's how to breadcrumb your story with me, Yesenia Swecker. So tonight what we're going to be covering is, I want to talk about what is important. When you talk about breadcrumbing on social media, again, I'm talking mostly about Facebook. I run 80% of my business on Facebook, and the other 20 is Instagram. Of course, a lot of this tonight I'll share, you can share easily with Instagram, but I am going to focus more on Facebook. That's just been more of my area. So why is it important? We need to have a strategy. It is very important when you're breadcrumbing to know that you have a strategy. Why? Because those who plan to fail, fail to plan, plan to fail. And I tell people that all the time. If you don't have a plan and you're just out there, you're just another person floating around on social media, because there's no real plan or strategy behind what you're doing. So it's like throwing pasta up against the wall to see if it's cooked. It's kind of like, well, if it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And when you have a real strategy, you're going to find that like it really causes your business to flow. So you need to know what is your goal. That's important. We're going to hit that tonight. How you will maintain balance in your post. This is extremely important because you don't want to be that Beachbody coach that like all you share is like, hey, this is what's going on with Beachbody this month. Don't you want to join? And like, that's it. There really is a balance in how you share your story, and it not to always just be like salesy or Beachbody-like. And this is my whole reason of why breadcrumbing is important. You never know who's watching. You never know. You put that post out there, you get so discouraged, you go, man, I really put time and effort in that post, and I got like a couple likes and no comments. You know what? I have found so many people respond to me a message, and they're like, I've been following you, and I've been reading your stuff. And I'm like, really? Because you didn't even like it. And it's kind of like, where were your comments, But people are watching you. And so you never know who's actually watching you out there on social media. So it is important to have a strategy with breadcrumbing because of all of these points. So let's dig in a little bit. The first thing I want to talk about is your strategy. And with strategy, we're going to talk about how to use a post planner. Okay, post planner. Everyone may use a different type of post planner. Some people are, computer, calendars, agendas. Some people are pen and paper. I'm a pen and paper kind of girl. So however you want to use a post planner, it's really up to you. There's no wrong way. It's about what you're comfortable with. But using a post planner is super, super important. Why are you going to use a post planner? Number one is you need to know your goal. When using a post planner, You need to know what is your goal for the month. So let's say the month of August, you're a brand new coach and you're like, I don't really know what my goal is. I'm a brand new coach. That's okay. You just talk to your upline coach and they're actually going to help just guide you in the direction of what your first goal should be. But I'm just going to throw out an example. Say you're a new coach and you want to run your first free clean eating challenge group. You need to have written down on the top of your goal, your post planner, is free cleaning eating challenge group. That's your goal for the month, okay? So with your goal, it can be anything. It could be coaching, a challenge group, a free clean eating group. It's all going to be different month to month, and that's okay. You need to also know in a post, using a post planner, how often you're going to post. And when you have a post planner, it's going to force you to write things down. And that's important because you want to be very consistent in your business on social media. I mean, you can't be hit or miss. It has to be a consistent posting, and people have to almost expect to see a post from you every day at this time. So I use a post planner, a pen and paper, and mine is really simple. On the top, it has my goal written out, and then I have it's like a calendar. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday through Sunday, and then I have 3 posts a day. So it's just little blocks, 3 posts a day. And in those posts a day, I write down what type of post I'm going to post. Is it going to be a fitness post, a fitness selfie that morning, something about my kids? Is it going to be something about my family, a Shakeology post? And the reason why you need to know how often you're going to post is you don't want to post the same thing every single day about the same subject, because what you become is one-dimensional coach. One-dimensional coach is someone who just posts about the same thing all the time, and people only see you in that one light, and you don't want that to become a distraction, because when people start to see you in one light, they start to overlook what you're posting. They're like, oh yeah, there she goes again, 21-day fix or whatever, because they're like, that's all she posts about. So why you use a post planner is so you have some dimension in your posts. What will you post about? Know on a post planner if your goal is a clean eating challenge group. You need to have written out in sporadic form, in different days, different times, foods that you're eating for the day that are clean, why you love to eat clean, clean foods now. What difference has it made in your life? Cute food pics, I really, used to be addicted to, this, and this, now I have this fun meal. Like, you have to be creative about what you're going to post, but it has to have a goal. You don't want to just throw it out there. So that's kind of mix it up. You want to do different types of things all the time based on your goal. What parts of your story will you share in your post? So when you have a post planner, I strategically write, like if my goal is coaching this month, I want to talk about my past. I want to talk about my financial past, maybe. Financially, this really speaks to a lot of people. I want to talk about my health past. I want to talk about what this business is doing for me now. And in those, it's just these little tidbits of things that you're going to put on your post planner. So you want to think about those things ahead of time. So that's why you need to use a post planner. I use one every single week, and it has helped me out a ton. Now let's talk about how you're going to balance things, okay? I am a stay-at-home mom, but that does not mean that I get to sit on the couch and watch TV all day and drink my coffee, as much as that sounds like fun. I am super busy. I homeschool my oldest, and then I have 2 that are in school, and then I have a competitive gymnast, so she's at the gym all the time. How am I going to balance this Facebook thing and this Beachbody coach? You need to plan your time, and you need to be very strategic with planning your time. You need to know when you're going to post, and it's your job. So try to make a commitment to that. If you know you got to be at your job at 8 a.m., make a plan to post at 7 a.m. I'm one of those, I don't really like to use Buffer or Hootsuite to post all my posts, because I feel like people see that and they go, it's work, and I want it to look genuine. So that's just me. But you can use those tools to help maybe post a few posts out of the week. But I personally will make my posts at, say, 11 o'clock at night, and I'll just leave it on my screen. So when I'm up and, things are crazy, I just click enter, and then it looks like I'm just up and going at 7 a.m. when I'm still totally struggling getting out the door. but that's what I do personally. So plan your time and when you're going to post, and then make a commitment to post at those times. How often will you post? When I first started coaching, I did post a ton, all the time, 3 times a day. Hardest thing I've ever done. It didn't sound like it was going to be that hard, but it was. And the reason why is because I was like, what do I post? And the reason why we say 3 times a day is you're new to this business. You need to show people that you're out there, you're throwing out content and value, and that you're being consistent and you're taking this business seriously. But I'm going to be honest, 7 months into it, I have now pulled my post back to 2 times a day. I'll throw a third post in there every once in a while, but in all honesty, I have had the best build of business now where if I post something at 7 in the morning, it's getting likes and comments to the point where it's now going into my evening hours. So if I put that third post in the middle of the day, it just kind of like clutters my Facebook. I don't like it. So I tell people try to post 3 times a day, but also just have a commitment, whatever commitment you can make to your post. You need to know what hours are getting the best views, likes, comments, okay? I get the best likes and comments first thing in the morning. I guess people are like super chatty on my Facebook. They're ready to go for the day. And if I post something with a call to action, they're more likely to comment on something in my morning post than my afternoon or evening. But I know that from consistently posting on Facebook, I've learned that. And your audience may be different. So you need to know what hours are getting your best views and likes and comments. And that just takes playing around with Facebook a little bit and playing around with your audience and your content. But once you're consistent, you'll pick up on it really, really quick. So that's kind of fun to see the numbers change like that. Plan your posts to mix it up. Have balance in how you share your story. So again, I teach you guys, don't be one-dimensional. Make sure you're mixing it up and letting people see different types of content from each and every aspect of your life. Let's talk about your post. What should they look like? What catches people's eyes? How to make a long post the right way, because there is a wrong way to make a long post. And be yourself, be funny. You could be serious. You have a soft side. Maybe you're a hard side kind of person. We want them to see you. I think people think immediately when they get into Beachbody that you have to be a Beachbody coach and that you have to fit in this Beachbody box and like, oh, I see Amy's post and I need to post just like that. And that's so wrong, because actually Beachbody looks very different, right? Because we're all from different aspects of life, from different struggles, from different stories. So we are Beachbody. We don't have to fit into the Beachbody box. So you can look at other people's posts, but don't feel like you have to post that way, because you're your own person. And it's important that people see the coach that they're getting. So if you're a little bit more of a hard, tough love kind of person, share that in a good way, with an upswing. Because you want people to know what kind of coach they're going to get. They don't want to be shocked when all of a sudden they're like, you never shared stuff like that on Facebook. Now you're bringing down the hammer on me. So be yourself, and don't be afraid to show people who you really are. And that's me. I'm super, super goofy. I have a very sarcastic side, but then there's a really serious side of me. So I like to show that in different ways that I post. Now, catching people's eyes, there is several different ways you can catch different people's eyes and to kind of get the scroll stopper. So I want to show you guys some of my posts. So you guys, of course, feel free to go to my Facebook, but let's talk about the short and sweet, okay? Not everything has to be some long, withdrawn, dramatic pose. And this is, again, my style. So I'm kind of goofy. So you're going to see this picture. And it's just me being me, okay? I'm sitting down on my recliner. My daughter is 5, and she hijacks my Shakeology almost every single day. And so my short and sweet post is this exactly. It's sharing that moment with people. And of course, it's a little Shakeology. You got to throw that in there. And this post, I was shocked. I actually post this you can see at 3:38. That is not a hot time for me. I'm usually about a 5 to 6 p.m. person. So I was going to be busy that night with my daughter's competition. And I just thought I need to get something on Facebook. And that was so in the moment. And it actually ended up getting like almost 50 likes. It was my highest Shakeology post I think I've ever gotten, which was funny. So note to self, if you got some cute kids for your Shakeology post, it seems like those get a lot of attraction. But sometimes you just need to keep it short and sweet. I actually, on this post, I got 3 people message me for Shakeology samples after they saw this post, which is so funny to me. I guess they thought 5-year-olds drinking it, maybe I should finally try it. So keep it short and sweet on some posts. Let's talk about emojis. This is so my new thing, you guys. And if anyone's been following me, they're like, oh, Lord, there she is with those emojis. So talk about scroll stoppers. Emojis are a big thing on Instagram right now. So I'm like, I post a lot with my Instagram and Facebook linked. And if you want to scroll stop without a photo, using emojis are totally working for me. People are cracking me up. So I have a lot of fun with emojis, and I wanted to share a serious side of my story, but I didn't really have a photo. I don't want to take a photo of me sitting in the parking lot at the airport or anything like that. I looked crazy. It was like 8 a.m. So I used emojis to kind of scroll stop. And this is a really delicate subject for me. My husband travels. He lives in Illinois, and he travels home every weekend to come home to his family. And we've done this for 4 years. And so part of me as a Beachbody coach is getting my husband home. So here's my story, right? And in a very sweet and just throwing it out there is sitting at the airport this morning, waiting for the hubby to land. Friday mornings are my favorite day of the week. I'm so blessed to have my husband who works so hard. I look forward to the day he doesn't have to get back on a plane and go to work each week. I know how my hard work and commitment to helping others will help make this dream come true. Time to go help others. So again, it's about Beachbody coaching and why I'm doing it, but it's a way to communicate that without a photo, without a quote, just emojis. And it's kind of fun. I think it's fun. I'm like, if you guys see my Facebook post, you're like, oh my gosh, her and those emojis. Let's talk a little serious, okay? We all have those moments that there's parts of our story that are serious, and there's something that's sweet and sensitive about us sharing that with people, because people want to see that dimension of you. They want to know that there's more to you than just one thing. And let's be honest, Facebook is a very small aspect of our lives, so people don't see all aspects. So you have to be willing to share them with other people, and in a way it connects them. This is just one of those posts. I took a very, something that I saw that day that spoke to me about being a mom, and I wrote a simple post with that. So you can do that. You can take, your own and create your own pictures and images and quotes. You can find things on the internet. If you Google even a subject, and I will put just a very simple part of my story with that. Let me say it is all in how you type. When you type out your story, don't forget to break up the wording, because when you have a whole paragraph that just runs all together in one big square, people get really intimidated quickly and they don't want to read it. So when you're typing, you need to be separating those thoughts a little bit, so that people aren't so intimidated to actually read it. Don't forget the selfie, ladies. So we're all Beachbody coaches. We all got to throw a good selfie on Facebook. People want to see you. They want to see what you look like, your transformation, maybe, where you are today in your journey, because we're all at different places. And the selfie never fails. It gets so much attention, and I don't know why. And I'm honestly not a fan of them, but it works for my business, and I had to get out of my comfort zone. So, of course, I'm all about the workout selfie, and I shared a part of my mom's story in this, and I use my emojis. And so you can use your selfie, and it's such a scroll stopper. People see that and it stops them. And I will share a very small snippet with a selfie. I won't make a long post. And this post was a mom post, and it really was about my daily struggle with working out, which I think we can all relate to. So don't forget to post your selfies. I want to see them. If you're going to post a long post. So everyone asks about the long post, and the longer you're a Beachbody coach, the more you'll get away with this and actually get people to interact with their long posts. And this is so hard. I'm telling you, I think any of us coaches will tell you the long posts are hard to get some good interaction on. When you're going to make a long post, don't forget how you type it. Definitely make some breaks through the wording, arrows, space it out. This was a long post because this is about my Shakeology story. And so I really wanted to tell people about my struggle. But if you're going to make a long post, you better make it good. So if I'm going to make a long post, I am probably going to put the goofiest, silliest thing that I can possibly be on Facebook. Why? Because people see this and they're like, is she really serious? Like, I think it's hilarious. Like, it's just me being me. I'm a really goofy person. And so I knew I wanted to make a long post about Shakeology, and I wanted to invite people to try it. So if you're going to do it, you better go all out and just put yourself out there. Be creative. You can never be too creative with your images and how you're sharing your products or your story about that product. So if you're going to make a long post, make it a good one. I definitely encourage everyone to get really creative with this, especially when you're new in your business, because this post for me, I never had some really good free like Shakeology group feedback. I've asked people if they wanted samples, and I never got a whole lot of feedback until I made this post. And a part of that was I shared my struggle, where I was before Shakeology, why Shakeology helped me, and then I invited them, that call to action in your breadcrumbing. I invited them to join me, but I put a really silly picture and it stopped people in their tracks immediately. So don't forget to just, have fun with your post. Don't forget your testimonials. Part of breadcrumbing is you want to share the testimonies of your challengers and the testimonies you're getting as a coach. You don't want to forget that part of your story. And I don't have a whole lot of people who are comfortable with me posting their before and after pictures on my personal Facebook. They've said yes to the events, but no to my Facebook page. And so I actually have just started like posting text messages that I get and sharing that part of my story with things like that. So even if you don't have before and after pictures with testimonials, you can get really creative and post screenshots or, messages people send you over Facebook or a text message. And that is part of your story that you want to share as a coach, because you want people to know that you're having people have success in what you're doing. And that's always really exciting. I love sharing testimonials. And don't forget to keep it simple. Not all posts have to be full of pictures and emojis and, sometimes simplicity really is great with your breadcrumbing of your story. It can be short, simple, and to the point and heartfelt. And so when you're typing out, your parts of your story, you don't have to always go over the top. And this was one of those times for me that I shared something and it got a ton of traction. And it was just, to me, a very simple, genuine post. And so when you're breadcrumbing, it doesn't always have to be a really deep part of your life with a lot of time and effort put into it. Sometimes simple, it really does make a big difference with people. They're more likely to read it too. And as we all know as Beachbody coaches, always end on a high note. You never ever leave your Facebook on a wah, wah, wah. No, okay? Sharing your story can be hard. There's some parts of you that maybe you want to put out there, things that you struggled with, things that you're still overcoming in your life. And, as upline coaches, we can always help you guys construct how to maybe share that in small increment ways. But don't forget to end on a high note. I tell people all the time, I am kind of analytical. I'm that type of coach where I like to see numbers and I like to see 1 + 1 = 2. And on Facebook, the analytics are so strategic. And that's why I tell you have to plan your posts. Is I will actually post a really fun picture with my kids before I'm about to post something serious or something, a real deep message that I want to share. And the reason why is because this post will boost my likes up really high. So then when I post something serious, more likely, like it's more likely other people are going to see it because I just had a really high boost post. So sometimes in sharing and breadcrumbing on Facebook, just and on a high note, share those fun aspects of your life to just get people engaged and to get even your analytics of Facebook increased, so that it's just more likely to be seen by other people. I want to make sure, I'm going to go through my notes real quick, so I want to make sure that I had covered kind of what I want. Though I'm a very strategic person, so I wanted to teach you guys exactly how to post, plan your post with a goal and an intention, how to mix up your post. As far as your story and breadcrumbing it doesn't always have to be fully out there and fully engaged. Sometimes it really is those simple things that you can post that people connect with. It's about that connection and letting people see all sides of you as a coach so that they're making that connection to you. You're a mom, you're a wife, you're a sister, you're a friend, you're an active person, you love to read, you're so much more than a Beachbody coach. And with that dimension, you want to make sure that people are seeing all of that with your Beachbody posting. So with that being said, we have a little homework. So tonight's homework from me is I'm going to ask you guys to go to my personal page. You can look up Yesenia Swecker. You guys can write that name down. Go to my personal page. I want you to find 3 things that you learned about me that you did not know. So scroll through all of my Facebook posts and go as far back as you want. And I want you to find 3 things that you go, wow, I read this and I learned that about her. I did not know that about her. And once you do that, you're going to message me and say, okay, these are the 3 things that I learned about you just through Facebook posting. You're not going to, go Google me or anything. This is just through my Facebook post, and message me those things. Then in return, I want you to go to your personal Facebook page. If that's where you're running your business, I run mine through my personal page. If you have a like page, you can do that. Go to your personal Facebook page and find 3 things about yourself that you have shared. That if people were to go digging on your Facebook, you can go, these are 3 things I've made clear by sharing my Facebook post. So that's my homework. That's my assignment for all of you guys. Thank you guys for listening to my presentation.
That was great. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love it. And I think you made really clear, like, some of the things that you can share. Because I know ever since you've started, you've really seemed to understand, like you said, you're really interested in analytics and you've done really great posts. So I appreciate you sharing that. One thing I think might be helpful, I know for me, I have like a little chart in my Google Drive and it kind of has it broken down. Like I know what 3 things I want to post each day. And so I'm a paper person too, and I normally end up with a paper like this. That's my post planner, not complicated. But if you have something, Yesenia, or if you can type something up real quick that's like, here's an example of what I mean. Like if I'm trying to recruit coaches, this is what I would post for the week. And you don't have to be real specific, but just like a story about this, a picture of me and my kids, that kind of thing. That way people could see, not to copy it, but to like get a good idea of this is what it really looks like.
Yeah, and I meant to say, I have the PDF form of my post planner that I use and that I can share, once this call shared, that if any of you guys want to print that off, that's what I do for all my coaches. But I would love to do that, Amy. Yes. I can definitely.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing. Does anybody have questions for Yesenia? We can open it up. I can't stop your screen sharing, Yesenia.
I'll stop it. Where do I click? Hang on, let me exit out of PowerPoint. Okay. There we go. Now I can get back to this. Where do I zoom? Oh, there it is. Stop sharing. There we go. Okay. Got it.
And unmute yourself and feel free to ask. We have about 6 minutes left. All right. No questions means you did a really good job explaining yourself. So, oh, go ahead. Oh, I can't hear you. You're unmuted, but I still can't hear you. If you want to, you could type it in the chat box. I still can't hear you. Yeah. I can't even find the chat option. Do you want to, you could message it to me if you want, real quick. Message me your question and then I'll say it since I can't hear you. I'll go to my messages. Does anybody else have a question or something to share while we're waiting for just a second? Oh, I didn't do this. I normally do. Hold on. Let me give a shout out to Kristen today because she's officially a Diamond Coach. So congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I know you've been working really hard to get to that point. So yay. Okay. Okay. She said, I wanted to ask about the emojis. Are those on the cell phone or where do we get them from?
Yes. Okay, great question. So I have an iPhone, so that's what I use with emojis, and it is just a type that you can use when you're posting from your cell phone. So yes, and of course Facebook has like the little feelings and the smiley faces and stuff, and you can do those, but I use it from my cell phone. Great question.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let you all go. Thank you so much for being on this call tonight, and I hope that you found that it was beneficial because I really did. So thank you again for sharing, and we will talk to you all next week. Have a great week.